In this video, I will tell you how you can meet women during the day, which is gonna be essential if you want to sort out your dating life. And I will also show you a video of me approaching a girl that I like during the day. If this is your first video you watch from me, my name is Robin, I'm from Belgium. This is why I have a thick accent. I will do my absolute best to make myself as understandable as possible. Also, here are some pictures of me and girls that I used to date. I don't share them to brag, but to simply show you that what I talk about in my content worked for me. I believe that when people give advice, there is one unspoken question in the receiver of that advice's mind, and that is, why should I listen to this person? Which is a fair question, because you would not listen to financial advice from a poor person. You would also not take health advice from an unhealthy person. And so I hope this gives me some evidence to show that I know what I talk about, that it comes from my experience. With that said, I obviously blurred out their faces to respect their privacy. I also don't think that guys should necessarily sleep with lots of women. Sometimes it will be part of the process if you want to find a person that you're compatible with, like me. I have a fantastic relationship with a beautiful girl right now. But it took me a couple dates and a couple years and a couple relationships that went nowhere to eventually get there. And I think that that's all okay, as long as you're obviously not lying or cheating or manipulating or putting your needs in front of the agenda of other people just to get your own needs met to their detriment. So I shouldn't have to tell you in general, please be a decent human being. So in my content, I share everything that has worked for me to turn my dating life around. I used to really barely have dates, and I knew at some point if I don't do different things, I'm not gonna have different results. I mean, some guys, they think that if you get rich and successful, that this is how you eventually get girls, which is true to some extent. I can imagine if you have an Instagram that shows that you live a very extravagant lifestyle, that you are popular, that has signs of pre-selection, that other men want to be like you, that other women want you, that's gonna be making you more attractive. But I think it's a bit of a myth that you have to be some kind of superhuman in order to attract an amazing girlfriend. I think every normal guy can and has the right to have a great relationship. I think there is a lot of dating advice out there that's really bad, that tells guys that you should be muscular and strong and tall and rich and popular, when I believe actually that everybody can attract an awesome partner that's suitable for them just as they are. And that's basically what all my content is about. So this particular video is going to be focused on meeting women during the day, because the big picture of my work is mainly that you should do personal development and that you should meet consistently new women, right? It's kind of like in sales. When you sell a product, you need to have a good product, but you also need to have marketing, right? So is the same in dating. Of course, we try to be as transparent and honest as possible, and understand that some women will not be a match for you, and that's fine. And so in this video, I will show you a video actually of me approaching somebody on the street. Somebody filmed that. I'm also going to give you some examples of how I have approached women during the day that has led to dates. And I'm going to give you the main information of what to expect. So an overlook of what you should expect, what this will realistically look like for you. So please allow me to start with that straight away. I want you to know that a lot of the conversations you have are going to go nowhere. Okay? And that's important to know, because if you are going to be disappointed every time when you approach somebody and it doesn't go anywhere, you're not going to be very consistent. And if you're not consistent, it's unlikely that you're going to find an awesome partner. So me personally, when I really wanted to solve this problem for myself, I was approaching more than 25 new women every week. And a lot of these conversations, like I said, go nowhere. Maybe she doesn't want to speak with you in that moment. Maybe she's not attracted to you. Maybe she has a partner. Maybe she just doesn't want to meet anyone. Maybe she has a bad day. There can be a million reasons on why she doesn't want to speak with you when you approach her, right? And she's, of course, a human being. She can also be overwhelmed and shy and put on the spot. And I believe as long as you're kind and respectful, you can't really do anything wrong. You still compliment them. Everybody likes to be desired. But you should know that a lot of the times it won't go anywhere. And the key is really, I always say that in my other content as well, to not take it personal. There can be a million reasons on why she's not interested in you, and most of them will have nothing to do with the fact that you're not handsome enough or muscular enough or tall enough or rich enough and so on. And so I want to set that expectation straight. What I personally did when I first started about 8 years ago, and I wanted to sort this problem out for myself, is I committed to going to a shopping mall every Friday, and I would ask 10 women out on a date. And it might sound a bit ridiculous, but I knew if I kept doing it and I was willing to get rejected, that eventually I would find somebody that I would be compatible with, and that's exactly what happened. So to do that, you're gonna have to get over your approach anxiety, and I will make a video about that. By the time that you watch this, that might be online, have a look. And you also will need to know what to say. I know, for a lot of guys, this is a big deal. They don't approach the women they want because they don't know what to say. I think it shouldn't stop you, but I have a fantastic video on the best pickup line in the world. Please go and check that out, where I basically explain that what you say is not that important. It's more about your personality, which can be improved by doing personal development. And by being authentic, by saying what you feel. If you feel shy and nervous, you can walk over and say, hey, I feel shy and nervous. In fact, I'll show you a clip where I exactly did that. Sorry.
Hi.
I know it's quite weird. I just approached you, but I find you very attractive.
Oh, thank you.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Belgium.
Ah, I was there this year before they closed
Really?
Europe. Yeah, it's fabulous. Loved it.
Okay, before they close it, sorry, I really feel a bit like a stalker now, but I just really wanted to speak with you. I'm Robin. Nice to meet you. Where are you off to?
I was about to leave and go home. I've got study to do this afternoon.
Ah, okay. So you just been to uni?
I have a friend who works in the city, so I come in to meet him for lunch sometimes.
Ah, okay. You just had lunch together? It's a bit early, huh?
Yeah, working
Early
around
lunch.
his break time.
Yeah. Cool. Are you busy right now? Should we get a coffee or something? You want to hang out?
Sure, why not?
Let's do it. I don't really know any coffee bars here. There is one. There at
Okay.
Yeah, cool. So what do you study?
I'm doing a diploma in counselling. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've known quite a few people.
Yeah. Well, I know it happens, but I always think like, why is it so hard that they just don't leave this guy, you know?
Do you actually want to know why? Because I can kind of tell you.
Yeah, tell me, of course.
All right, so most of domestic abusers are, a lot of them are narcissists, and a lot of
Bit
what
like
they
me then.
do, no, wrong kind of thing. A week
Yeah.
working, but in the end working mornings.
But you still need to pay tax on that, right?
Yes, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It worked out pretty well. It's fun. I really like how
So as you can see, I was shy. The conversation was not perfect. In fact, my voice was a little bit funny because I was nervous. But I just said that like, hey, I feel a bit nervous. I know it's not normal. I acknowledge that. So that shows that you're not a weirdo, that you have social awareness, because people don't like to be around weird people. And so, as you can see, it was not that smooth, but it was enough. And in fact, I met up with her later, and if I would have never taken the step to approach her, then I would have never met her. And so, if you constantly live in that situation, then every day that go past, you might see the mother of your kids there, right around you. But just because you say nothing happens. And so, I hope by the end of this video, you will have a sense of motivation, but also a sense of confidence that you know what to do and how to start a conversation anywhere at any place. And so that's where it starts. By being consistent, then you need to overcome approach anxiety, because that can be a big challenge. And then once you got those two nailed down, you need to understand that you're going to be getting in a better mood. Usually the first couple approaches that you do that day are going to be very strange, and that's normal. So in my best pickup line video, I tell you multiple ways on how you can start a conversation, but I'll quickly go over them again. I believe there are 3 methods of starting a conversation. 1, by being very direct. Hey, I just want to come and talk to you because I think you're beautiful or cute, or insert any compliment. Or you can be more indirect by asking an opinion. You say, hey, sorry there, I don't mean to bother you, but I'm new in town. Do you know any nice places to go out here? And she'll be like, oh yeah, this and there. And then you have a small chat. Oh, what are you up to? And blah, blah, blah. And then you say, actually, I enjoyed this conversation with you. Would you want to hang out sometimes? And if she likes you, then she'll give you her contact details. And if she doesn't like you, then she won't. And a lot of the times she will not give them to you, and that's fine. Okay, once again, it's about having those right expectations. Or the third way, about being funny. I mentioned multiple times in my content that being funny can be fantastic, but I think it should be genuine and only be done if you actually feel funny. Otherwise, it's going to be cringy. So, for example, I have done things where I walked up to a girl and say, I thought you were looking for your ideal man, so here I am, you know? And when you do that because you genuinely find it funny and you find it self-amusing, it can work fine. But if you actually don't feel that funny, but you use those exact words because you think that this is a pickup line that works, it can come across as very strange and cringy. Do you see? It's more about the delivery and about how you say it than what you actually say. So the main key, once again, is to always stay congruent with how you feel, because how you feel will change day to day, week to week, month to month. If you're a healthy human being, then you will not always be happy, you will not always be sad, you will somewhat be in between, you will experience a wide range of emotions. And that's normal, but I don't think it should stop you from meeting women. And so now, for the rest of the video, I will give you a couple examples of scenarios where I have actually personally met women during the day that has led to dates. The first example is when I was walking down the street with a friend, and we had a birthday party coming up for that weekend that we booked for one of our friends. And of course, we wanted to have beautiful women to come to that party. And so we saw two girls walking down the street, and I stopped them and I said, hey, how are you guys? Sorry, can I ask you something? Where are you from? This and that. And then I said, hey, we have a birthday party this weekend for one of my friends. And I pointed towards the building where I was working at the time. It was a hotel. And we managed to rent a nice penthouse on quite a high level with a view on the city. And so we really wanted to make it an unforgettable night. And I said, you know, if you guys want to, you're invited, come along. And we exchanged contact details. And they came over and we hung out with them on that party, and a couple days later as well. And it was a really fun experience. And so that's another way on how you can meet women, is by organizing things. If you are good at organizing fun things, bringing people together, first of all, people like to have fun, so that's a win already. And then that also allows you the opportunity to obviously meet women. Next is a quick story that I want to tell you. I was once on a bus with my friend who was actually better at picking up women than me. I think he was naturally kind of born with it. For me, not so much. As I said, I kind of had to learn and follow my face a lot, and it was more trial and error. But he was naturally more smooth, and you could tell girls liked him. And we were on the bus together. We went to do grocery shopping because we lived together. We didn't have a car. This is many years ago now. And there was this girl on the bus, and my friend started talking with her. And she happened to have to get off the bus on the same bus stop as me and him. And so as we get off, she jumps off the bus with us, and she's carrying groceries. I think she suggested that, or even my friend asked. I wouldn't be surprised because he's not shy. And we obviously had a lot of groceries to carry, so she helped us carrying them to our place. And I could tell they liked each other. And so I said, hey, actually, I still need to get something from the grocery store or some excuse. And I left just to leave them alone in our place. And, you know, don't need to tell you what happened there. But, you know, they had a great time. And as you can see, this is just to show you how fast things can go. Once again, I don't think as a guy, the only thing you do with your life should be chasing women. But it's a beautiful part of life. And if you don't have any of those scenarios handled, where you don't have romantic options, you don't have a partner that you like, it's not great. And so I hope my content can help you to find a healthy balance there, and that it will inspire you, and that you will take action and hopefully find an awesome relationship. I got a couple stories more, and I hope that these stories are valuable and insightful. So if you want to hear more of them, please let me know in the comment section below. Or if you think that they're actually not that valuable, I'm always open for critique to improve my videos. So please feel free. The next example is going to be an example when I went out for my birthday, actually. We had a couple friends, and we went out. And on the way back home, we jumped into an Uber. It was about 10 or 11 p.m. It was a weekday, so we didn't stay out too long. And the Uber driver was a girl in her early 30s, and we started chatting. As soon as I popped in, all my friends were in the back. It was quite a big car, so it was a bit noisy. Everybody was chatting. And so we were getting along. You can tell that there was a smooth conversation between me and her. And as the ride was about to come to an end, I just asked her, are you working much longer? What are you up to for the rest of the evening? And then I said, do you want to go for some drinks? And she said fine, and so my friends at our stop got out of the car, and I stayed in the car with her, and we drove to a place and we had some drinks. And as you can see, there is nothing really special going on there. I mean, it's not rocket science. There is no manipulative techniques or tricks or lines or, it's just me shooting my shot at the girl that I'm interested in. And that for me is what it comes down to. I really want to position my content in a way that men can meet women without having a hidden agenda or manipulating or lying, or because I think there is a lot of bad dating advice out there, and I really want to refrain from manipulation. I want to just put myself out there as open and honest as I can and show my interest. And if there is no mutual interest, then that's fine, and then I'll look for somebody who is interested. But I think that when somebody doesn't like you, and I mentioned that in my other content as well, if you try to get them to like you, that by default will make you dislikable. Okay, I know some guys will disagree with this and they say, oh, if you're funnier and more charismatic and your game is better, so to speak, then you can still, convince these women to be with you. But then once again, I don't want to spend that much time overanalyzing things and engineering a plan to get somebody to like me. I'd much rather be myself, put myself out there, work on my physical appearance, work on my personality, and actually become an attractive man. And you do that by getting life experience, by just pursuing your interests and just by living life, basically. And yeah, I'd much rather do that than trying to engineer a plan and constantly only chase women in your life and trying to fake that you're an interesting and attractive man just to get in her pants. I think that's ethically not very correct. Okay, the next story. I was once walking into a mall and I saw a girl that I found attractive. And so I walked up to her and I don't remember how I started the conversation, but usually when I do it in a situation where the environment is not really normal to speak to somebody, then I mention it and I say, hey, I know it's a bit random that I just speak to you in this shopping mall or wherever we were, but I think you're quite cute or attractive, or I think you look good, and I just wanted to come and meet you real quick. And then sometimes they're a bit overwhelmed, but then I just have a casual conversation, like, what are you up to? Sorry, I don't mean to bother you. How's your day going? Anything like that, And usually the conversation starts going automatically from there. And so I was walking with her through the mall a little bit. And after a while, she actually says to me, hey, I just started seeing somebody and it's going quite well with him. But actually, my twin sister is single and she might be interested in you. Can I introduce you to her? And so as you can see, if I would have never introduced myself, I would have never met her. And actually, a week later, I went on a date with her twin sister. And just to give you another example of how things can go if you're just respectful and polite and you get over the fears in your head to speak with the women that you're attracted to. The next example I want to give was simply in the elevator of a building that I was staying. I was staying in an Airbnb with a friend, and I stepped in the elevator and a girl stepped in and I simply said, hey, how are you? And she's like a bit strange, like, who is this guy? And then she realizes, oh, he's just socializing. And she goes, oh yeah, I'm good. And you? I said, yeah, good. I said, do you live here? And she's like, yeah. You not? I said, no, I'm here in Airbnb. And what are you up to tonight? I think it was Friday night or something. She said, oh, not much. I had work today. What about you? I said, oh, I don't know. My friend has a date, actually, because my friend that I was there with actually had a date. I said, so I'm just by myself. I'm not sure what to do. Do you maybe want to go for some drinks? And she actually said no. But then when I got out of the elevator, she happened to be on the same floor. And she kind of stayed there. Like, she wasn't walking away. So I was like, you just refuse to have drinks, but you're kind of sticking around. So I was like, should we exchange contact details? And then we exchanged numbers. So I went my way, and then that same night I texted her again, like, you sure you don't want to have a drink? Because I felt like she was interested. And she said, no, I'm tired, not tonight. But then 2 days later in the morning, she actually texted me. And so, yeah, there you go. That was, again, no crazy interactions, no crazy sentences, or it's just me striking up a conversation. And that's a lot of the times all it is. Like I always say, the biggest problem for most guys is probably that they're simply not approaching enough women. If you would approach more women, it's going to be inevitable to find somebody you match with. Lastly, I want to mention 2 more things. One, that attractive women are rarely alone. So I mentioned a lot of situations where the girl is by herself, but I've also approached, once a girl that was sitting in a bar with her mom. They were having dinner, I think, around 6 or 7. And I said, hey, sorry, I don't mean to interfere in your dinner, but I just wanted to say that you look really good. And her mom loved it. She was very warm and charming. She's like, oh, sit down, you want some wine? And so I refused. I felt a bit too shy to actually go and sit down. But I said, oh, maybe we can hang out some other time. Maybe we should exchange contact details. And yeah, we exchanged contact details, and she never responded to my text. So just to set the expectations straight, a lot of the time it will go nowhere, and that's fine, okay? You don't blow their phone up. You don't keep calling or texting. If she's interested, then she will show up on the dates. And that brings me to the last point, which is that all dating is, in my opinion, is leading her to your fantasy. That's all it comes down to. Not forcing, leading. And if she likes you, she'll follow your lead. I speak about this a lot in my other content. But if a girl likes you, she'll make it easy for you, and she'll open all the doors. She'll respond to your texts. And if you ask to hang out, she will make herself free, and she will show up on that date. And if you say, do you want to come back to my place? She will come with you to your place. And if she doesn't like you, or she's not sure about you, then she will make it difficult, and she will not give you exact dates to meet up, or she will sometimes not respond to your text, or she will take a week to respond to your text. And again, that's going to be all part of it. That was for me the same. The amount of conversations that I had that went nowhere, or dates that you are really into the girl, but then she loses interest and it kind of annoys you. It's all part of it. And so eventually, once again, that's all we're doing is just find somebody that's interested in you, just as interested as you are in her, and that you have a great time with, and eventually becomes the mother of your kids, if that's what you want. So voila, that was it for me for this video. I hope this inspired you and gave you a strategy to, approach to women that you like, and hopefully you'll strike up some conversations and you have awesome dates and connections. And if you think the video was valuable, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, maybe share it with a friend. If you want to learn more, I have a course as well on my website, robinbogerts.com. Of course, do not feel obligated to buy it. My free content is fantastic as well, in my opinion. But I just put it out there for if somebody wanted to learn more, and it gives you a simple step-by-step plan to follow. It's 4 milestones. And if you want my one-on-one consulting service for some questions that you have or a personal situation, you can find that there as well. So if I think that I can help you, then we can do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you for watching. Also, lastly, if you have any questions, you can always ask them on contact@robinbogerts.com. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.